Good evening to all. So am I audible?
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Okay, thank you. So let's start our third day of our workshop, that is Kickstart Your Research from Topic Finalization to the Synopsis Crafting. So here today we just see how to finalize the topic by just reading the different contents and how to find the research gaps from paper. So yesterday we just discussed different platforms through which we can able to search the papers. So I hope you have just searched the many papers related to your interest. So domain, subdomain, and the specific two or more topics related to your interest. And from that topic, in this particular session, we can just see how to read the research paper. That is, what are the ways to read the research papers and how to find the research gaps from the paper. Okay, so for this purpose, we can also use the different AI tools. So that tools also I will just explain side by side so that you can get aware n number of tools which can be just available for ease of our work. But the condition is that you have to just don't rely on that tools. So you have to first search with the traditional way, whatever we just do yesterday. And after that, you can just have the tools which can be helpful to find the research gaps so that you can able to just recognize what is our proposed work and what are the contents which we can able to included inside our research. Now we'll start our session with first part, which is based on the art of research paper reading. So for reading the particular contents from the paper, how we can able to read the contents and how we can able to identify the important contents from the paper. So here, whenever we want to just read the particular content, so what is the use of that particular reading? So reading of a paper is not just about understanding the contents. So whenever we read any sort of papers, then it is not a task. It is a process to extract the knowledge, extract the insights, along with the different methodologies which can be just evaluated. Again, we can able to find which are the limitations which can be focuses or given or highlighted in that research work, and from that we can able to find the findings of their work so that we can able to take that limitations and try to avoid or try to find the solution for that limitations. Again, the effective reading transforms information into knowledge. So whenever we want to read some papers, then it is a process to transform whatever the information which is written inside the paper into the sort of knowledge which you can get, so that you can able to judge whether the particular work is done, what are the things which need to be improved, or what are the limitations of their work, and how we can able to proceed with our own proposed system. So that particular part we can able to extract by reading the papers. Again, we can able to think inside the proposed system of their paper. So we can able to think that if we use this particular component within this system, then it will be increases the accuracy, it will be evolve the new prototype, or it will just enhance the security and so on. So in number of options we can able to think by reading the paper. So unless and until we read the paper, we are not able to get the knowledge related to that content. So knowledge gaining is the most important inside the paper reading. So again, to extract the meaningful insights, methods and results, we have to use the paper reading. So here, whenever we are just reading the paper, then what is the purpose behind reading the paper? So whenever I want to read any particular paper, to find the what are the current research gaps related to that paper, or related to the research which is going on inside the specific field. So I need to understand what has to be done in your field. I need to evaluate how previous research has been conducted. So it will just give the mechanism. That is, if I want to predict, for example, uh, machine learning algorithm for training the data sets related to the image. So I don't know previously that how we can able to take the data sets, how we can able to apply the different operations, how we can able to give the to the particular training and so on, and how we can able to predict. So in that particular case, you have to read the previous research papers. So in that papers, they have mentioned the research methodology. So methodology section includes the particular mechanism which can be able to apply to our research, so that we can able to do the multiple number of steps. For example, we can collect the data sets, we can just apply the pre-processing to just reduce the particular images inside one particular format. Again, can apply the optimization, or can apply the normalization. Again, we can able to extract the different features, including text features and other n number of features, and then we can pass that particular data to the training. So while passing the data to the training, which features we need to consider? So again, we can able to rectify that by using the previous research. Again, to recognize the limitations and future directions. So for this particular point, you can able to search the review papers. So many review papers are available. So you can just simply search the review paper, so that you can able to get exact what are the limitations which is finding in the current literature, and what is the future direction in which anybody can go forward. So that review paper itself is a media through which you can able to find the future directions along with the current limitations. So based on that two sections, that is limitations as well as future directions, you can able to identify what are the potential research gaps inside the new study. So based on the review, we can able to identify which are the research gaps. And based on that gaps, we have to just design our own research framework to integrate whatever the research gaps we have find, and what are the output we require. So based on the problem statement and what are the output we require, we have to design our own research framework, where we can able to put the multiple models, and that particular models we can able to communicate with each other, so that we can able to just find the insights inside your research. So these are the things which we want to just consider while reading the paper. So this is the purpose of paper reading. So here, first step we have already done, that is searching the papers. So after searching the papers, the next stage of reading a paper is to take the overview related to the paper content. So for each paper, which you feel that this is the particular area in which I can able to work. So you have to just read the abstract of the paper. Again, abstract gives the little bit overview related to your paper. So whenever I just read the abstract, within that abstract, I can able to find what is the contents which have to covered inside that particular paper. Okay, so let's see one example, then only you can able to understand. Then inside the overview, what we want to just expect to read: abstract, keywords, introduction, and conclusion. So what is the role of abstract? Abstract is used to get the little bit introduction related to your topic or related to your paper. Keywords are the particular terms which we can able to use for searching the papers related to that research. Okay, so many of them are stuck with searching the contents. So searching the contents, that can be just go forward by using the keywords which are written inside the research paper which we want to read. Then we have to read the introduction. So what is the use of reading the introduction? Introduction just give the overview related to that field and what is going on in that particular field. So whether the suppose I'm just using the cloud computing. So what are the current development related to the cloud, where the particular cloud is used, and what is going on within the cloud, and what are the problems which can be faced by the cloud computing. So these are the particular things which are covered under the introduction. And last one, that is conclusion. So here we are not reading the whole paper in the first phase. We are only reading these four contents, that is abstract, keywords, introduction, and conclusion. So why we want to just read the conclusion? In the conclusion, they have just give their findings related to their research, and based on that particular finding, they have given the future scope, how we can able to enhance or implement the particular contents or particular systems, so that we can able to note the future scope related to that paper. So these are the four things which we want to just read in the first overview stage. So let's see how we can able to just read. So I just take one particular paper. So for example, suppose this is the particular paper. Okay, so I just search on the any platform, whichever I just given. So I have already provided the PDF also, so that you can directly click on that platform and you can able to search the paper. So any platform, whichever you found relevant, you can search it. So it is not compulsory that you have to just use these two platform only. No. Whenever you feel that one platform not given the specific papers which we want, so you can just switch to the another platform. So suppose I want to just search the paper related to the fake news detection by using the deep learning. So what are the keywords I want to find? I just search either by using the keyword or by using the particular paper. Okay, so initially I have just searched by using the fake news. Okay, so this is my first keyword because I want to just search papers related to the fake news. Now within that particular paper, I have just found some papers. So again, I just apply the filters, which again give the choices to us. Again, we can select the open source, open access papers, and from that papers, I can found one interesting paper related to the fake news. Okay, so I simply copy paste that particular content and I can simply post it okay. So here I have just applied the content, and suppose I want to just copy the suppose I want to work or I want to just interested within this particular paper, that is a fake news detection model based on the external knowledge and contrast driven feature augmentation. Okay, so suppose I want to just work inside this particular paper, again just copy paste the title and simply again search the content, so that it will provide the different papers related to that title. Okay, so these are the particular papers which are again searched. So by just searching this particular paper, we can just found the survey paper. Okay, so this is the particular survey paper. So simply I just view the PDF. Okay, so whenever I just search the particular PDF, I can able to just so one message that is screen is not visible. Yes, it is visible because it will just show to all others. My screen is visible to all.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Okay, so maybe if you have any networking issue, then it is not possible to visualize the screen. So you can just go inside the networking area so that you can able to visualize that contents. Okay. So now this is the particular paper. So what is my first task for reading the paper? So this is the particular survey paper where I want to read the contents related to the paper. So I just first read the particular abstract. So from our abstract, first part, that is whatever the part I will just select. So this is the particular part which gives the little bit introduction related to your domain. So here our domain is fake news detection. So it will just give the fake news detections and what are the issues that can be just occurred within the fake news detection. So that part it will just cover. So it will just give the little bit introduction related to the your topic. Then you have to just find the line in this paper or in this survey or in this mechanism. So you can just find such keywords, and from that keyword you have to just read the further part in detail. Okay, so here I want to just use in this survey we present a complete review and analysis of existing deep learning based F&D methods that can be focuses on the various features such as news content, social contents, and external knowledge. So what an author want to just present, that is complete overview related to the news content, social context, and external knowledge related to the deep learning by using the F&D methods. Again, they have just given further information that the systematic survey representation method utilizes different features. So they have considered the different features And here the author introduces several data sets, and based on that data sets, some qualitative analysis based on the different deep learning techniques have presented, and here they have highlighted the limitations and future directions. Okay, so I am just taking the one paper randomly, and I have just read the particular content from the abstract. So this is the first page where you want to just read the research paper. Okay, so whenever you take the first open the research paper, first thing you have to read that research paper abstract. Okay, so first thing we have read the particular abstract. Then from this abstract we can get to know that this is the particular overview related to the deep learning mechanisms along with the different features that can be just considered, and this is related to the fake news detection. Again, here the keywords are given. So these keywords you can also use for researching the contents related to the fake news detection as well as fake news detection along with deep learning. So you can just combine the combinations related to keywords, that is fake news detection and deep learning, or fake news detection along with deep learning, or deep learning mechanism for fake news detection. So a number of combinations you can able to use, and you can just search the further papers. Okay, then these are the two sections we have already read. Then third section we need to read, that is introduction. So here inside the introduction, what we require, here they have given the overview related to your paper or related to your domain as well as subdomain. Okay, so first part in any paper, first part is related to the introduction, related to the whatever the base domain in which the fake news are detected. So our fake news is what? That is, our fake news is included under the social media platform or internet. So here it will just give the information related to the internet and social media platform, and how the particular information related to the fake news are used over these particular platforms. Then second paragraph is related to the fake news. So how it will just start, what are the impacts of the fake news. So all that particular contents that are given in the second parameter as an introduction. Then in third parameter, it will just give the fake news detection we can able to do by just using the machine learning. Okay, so these are the approaches which can be just used by using the different methods, and we can able to just detect the fake news. And after that, we can have the different mechanisms related to the deep learning fake news detection. So these are the particular mechanisms which can be just used for the deep learning based fake news. Okay, so up to this only you have to read in the introduction. Okay, so this is the third section you have to read. So first abstract, which knows the little bit related to your top paper. Second, keywords which can be just useful to research the particular contents related to your topic. Third, to get the introduction related to your paper domain, you can just read the introductory part. And last section you have to read, that is the conclusion. So here in the we have to just read the conclusion section. So since it is a review paper, so they have given the future directions. Okay, so inside this particular future directions, there are the keywords in which you can work for your proposed work, or you can able to identify the keywords which is used for identifying the proposed work. So here we need to just use the future directions. So first one, that is future directions related to the emergent event events, fake news detection, that is the news related to the event which can be just posted on the internet. Or second, related to the multi-domain fake news, that is we can able to identify the fake news from the multiple domains. So that issues along with the current limitations that are given over there. And third one, that is multilingual fake news detection, that is the fake news we can able to combine from the multiple languages, and we can able to club it, and how we can able to design the fake news detection model for the multiple languages. So what are the issues that can be just occurred within that? Okay, so here these are the issues they have highlighted. That is, for different languages we have to take the lexical, syntactical and grammatical differences between the different languages, and critical challenge is to solve the problem related to the multilingual understanding is to just understanding the syntax related to the different languages by using one system. Okay, so here we can able to highlight the different problems related to your paper. So this is the first page where you can only read these four sections. First one, that is abstract, second keywords, third introduction, and fourth conclusion, or if review paper is there you can just read the future direction. So only these four areas you have to just read first time whenever you search any sort of paper. Okay, so after that you can just feel, or if you just understand that particular paper is related to my research work, or I am able to do the research work inside that particular field, then you have to go for the second phase related to the paper. Okay, that is reading the paper for understanding. So within the reading of the paper we can able to just search what are the methodology, that is how the proposed system or proposed framework is designed. So that is nothing but the methodology. Then it will give the which algorithms they have used, which techniques they have used, again how they can just take the input from one module, how they can pass the input to the another module, output to the another module, and so on. Okay, and that methodology along with the results. So results means what? Whenever they are testing the system, at that time they need to consider some parameters, for example accuracy of the system, encryption time required to the system, for communication related system, or the latency, network delay. So such a number of parameters are available. So again you have to just focus on that particular result parameters, and you have to just read the discussion. So in the discussion they have given what are the things they achieve, and what are the things still they need to improve within their own research. So for that we just read the paper thoroughly. Then again third one, that is critical reading. So critical reading means what? We have to identify the contributions which made inside the paper, and what is the weaknesses which can be mentioned within that paper. And after that we have the fourth step, that is synthesis. So synthesis is nothing but we have to just read the multiple number of papers. Now we have to compare what the paper includes and how we can able to identify the problem statement related to that specific papers. Okay, so for each stage, we can use this particular tools. So for searching the particular papers, we can use the research platforms, which we have just discussed yesterday. Then for understanding the methodology, results, discussions, we need to use the for managing the bookmarks related to the particular papers, we need to Mendeley or Zotero. These are the reference manager tools which can be just copy the URL related to your paper. Okay. Then if you want to understand the strength and weaknesses related to your paper, then you can just use the AI tool, that is scholarcy.com and Skyspace. So these are the two websites where we can able to upload our PDF related to the file. They can just give the contents related to your paper. Okay, so again, for just comparing the different papers, I need to use the different tools, that is Research Rabbit or Connected Papers or Lit Maps. Okay, so let's see how we can able to just use these particular tools. So inside the Mendeley, I will just show how the particular Mendeley. So Mendeley, we have to just install the desktop version and we need to install the connector. So both the links that are given on the internet also. So our task is just to create one account inside the elsewhere and it will just go with the same account whichever you have. Okay, so I have just created the account so that it will just ask for the username and password and it will go inside the Mendeley. So here I have, whenever I want to just search the papers, I can just search, I can add the papers, I can add the references from here also. Again, whatever the recently added papers, all references. So here I'm just not adding the papers, so it will just only give the paper. So here it is having search papers. So from that references also you can just filter the research papers. So this is the one way, that is Mendeley. Again, another way, that is Zotero. So Zotero is a tool which is I just prefer because it is very simple and it is very convenient tool to store our results. So inside the Zotero, it will just store all the data which we have. So all the URLs along with the PDFs also of that paper, it will just maintain. Okay. And whenever we export that particular content by using the option that is export library, it will give the whole paper along with link, whatever the metadata and so on. Okay. So all the papers, it will just show and it will just show the metadata related to that paper along with the abstract and so on, along with full text also. Okay. So whenever you just mark that particular paper, no need to go to that site again and again. You can just add into the Zotero. Okay. So simply you have to just install the Zotero desktop app and you need to just install the plugin for Zotero. Okay. So the connector which I have just installed. So Zotero connector. So whenever I just open that connector, it will just add the particular papers automatically within that particular library. Okay, so this is the simple step. Again, you can just use the scholarship. So inside the scholarship, we can able to just view the particular paper by just putting or just taking the account. So I have created the account. So whenever I just add the paper by just clicking on that add paper option, it will just summarize all the contents related to your paper. Okay, so here nothing is written manually. The AI automatically capture the contents. So it will just content snapshot, then key findings, then key concepts. Again, it will just also analyze the limitations automatically. So it will just uh, summarize the limitations. Again, it will just summarize the future scope. So it will read the whole paper, and from that paper, it will summarize the content. Okay, so this is one particular tool. Again, the next tool which we can able to use, which is nothing but the size space. So this is the particular tool which is basically used to size space. So again, it is a tool where you can able to just ask the questions related to it. So you can just upload the paper and you can just search the particular content related to your paper. Okay. So suppose I have already uploaded it. So it will just extract whatever the contents related to that, and based on the chatting related to the simple PDF. Suppose I am just opening this particular PDF. So it will just give the chat window. Okay. So here inside the chat window, you can ask any question related to the query related to the paper. Okay. So inside the chat, I can ask the question. Find the limitations related to paper. Okay, so it will just scan the contents of the PDF and it will summarize it. So our task is just to cross check, because you are just using the AI tools. So no AI tools is perfect. So we have to just cross check the contents, and here they have given the limitations related to the paper, scope, and future enhancement related to the paper. Okay, so in this way you can able to just use the some tools, and you can able to find the findings related to the paper. Again, next one, that is research rabbit. So whenever you want to just find the related papers, so these are the three tools through which we can able to find the related papers. Okay, so I will just show how we can able to just visualize that particular contents. So this is the particular content related to the research rabbit. So you need to sign up for that particular research rabbit. So I have already account, so I need to just go inside that. So suppose I want to add one particular paper, simply add the DOI. So here, whatever the search we have made, so we can able to just search the DOI related to the paper. So I will just find the DOI related to the paper which I have searched. So either top or at the bottom, the DOI is given. So our task is just to search that DOI. Okay, so inside the show more, here DOI is given. This one, that is HTTP, yes, DOI, and whatever the content. So just simply copy that and just paste it inside the DOI and click on the add directly. Okay, so it will just add the particular paper within your library or within your Research Rabbit account. So whenever you are adding the paper, it will give the clues to search the further papers. Okay. So similar work, we are having this much articles, all references, this much, all citation, this much, then all these particular authors having 8 papers, then 8 more papers and so on. Okay. So suppose I just go inside this. So they will just give the work related to the fake review. So again, I need to filter that particular author. I need to just filter the items, and here I am just searching the latest paper. So this is the latest paper. So it will just give the information. Okay, so this is one particular paper. Again, I can just go further. Again, it will just create the further papers. Again, go inside that particular. Again, move forward and forward and forward. Okay, so here no need to use the mechanism to search the similar papers. It will automatically find the papers for you. Okay. So on that particular paper, we can able to just do based on the contents. Okay. So here you can also able to delete that. You can able to browse another paper and just do the same task. So this is related to the research rabbit. Then whenever I just say connected papers, so it will just also no need to log in to that particular. It will also show the this particular contents. Okay. So from that connected papers, I can able to just find the papers. So here I just search the paper. It will give the URL related to that, and you can able to just find the multiple papers related to this. So again, here you can just set the filters. Here you can just set the period, time period, and you can able to just add the filters related to the time. So whether PDF is available, whether paper I want to refer is 2 year, 1 year, and so on. Okay, so it will just show the latest paper. So you can just simply go within that. You can just search the contents related to that. So all that paper, particular papers related to the same content that are appeared. So you no need to just search the multiple platforms. Again, in one platform you can get the papers, and another platform which is called as Litmap. So you can just able to search the okay. So I simply search the Litmap over here, and within that Litmap, our task is just to again write the DOI. So DOI basically started with the name DOI.org, and whatever the whole URL you have to just use. So this is the DOI for this particular paper. So simply we have to put the DOI. It will just search the paper for us. Okay, so this much papers which are available related to that. So we have to just rectify whether it is useful or not. Based on that, we can also delete or refine the search, and you can able to just put the relationship between that particular papers. Okay, so there may be whenever you want to just do the literature review. So in that particular case, our most challenging task is to how to find the papers related to our work. So this is the way to find the papers related to our work. Okay, so that particular problems we can just able to handle with the tools and the basic mechanism. Okay, so just remember that the tools are the helping point for us, but before using the tools, you have to just read the papers carefully by using the manual method. Okay, so manually we have to just read the papers, and after reading and find the concluding remark, then only you can go through the different papers and search the contents within that papers. Okay. Then here these are the stages which we have just seen. That is overview, then second understanding, deep analysis, and last one, that is synthesis. Okay, so again these are the three stages which we can just use, and these are the some tools which can be just used for the research paper reading. So yesterday we just discussed Google Scholar. Then Semantic Scholar is also one particular option where we can able to just with the help of the, I will just show, with the help of the DOI ID, you can able to search the multiple papers related to that DOI ID. Okay, so here I will just search Semantic Scholar. Okay, so it will just show the website, and here simply put the DOI ID and just click on the search. So it will just find the different papers related to it, or you can just simply put the fake news. Okay, keyword you can just put, it will just show the n number of papers directly. So these papers are from different contents, so that are again, so Taylor Francis papers, archive papers, ACM, then SSRN. So all that particular papers that are at the one place with the help of this Semantic Scholar. Okay, so again this is the one particular tool we can use. Then core we have already discussed, Mandley, Zotero, Scholarsign, then connected papers, Research Rabbit. Again, explainpaper.com and the illicit.org. So these are the two websites which are used to upload the paper and just explain, get the explanation related to that particular paper. So let's see how we can able to do that. So Research Rabbit we have already covered. Scholarship we have already covered. Connected. Then so explain paper is the URL. So where you need to just upload our PDF and get the contents related to the PDF. Okay, so here I have just uploaded one particular PDF. You can able to just understand the summary related to the paper. Okay, so here it will, if you highlight the particular content, suppose I am just highlighting the content. So it will just summarize that content and just give the short description related to that content. So this is called as explain paper. So whatever the complex text which we can be just get extracted, summarized, and it will give the in simple format in the few lines only. Okay, so this is the another one tool which we can able to use to just read the particular paper again. Okay, then next one, that is, so this is called explainpaper.com, and one more tool which is called as illicit.org. So let's search illicit.org. So here you need to just make the login, and you can able to find the papers related to the contents. Okay, so here find paper option is there. You can just find the papers related to the fake news and deep learning. So simply whenever I just say this, it will search the relevant papers. So all that particular papers we have, and based on the papers, if you click on that particular paper, it will summarize it. Okay, so suppose it will just summarize these papers. So whatever the papers we appeared, it will just give the summary related to all the papers. So what are the contents within each and every papers, and what are the things which are available, which are the findings. So all that particular things we can able to summarize. If you want to get the summary related to specific paper, then we have the summary over here. Again, whenever I just click over here, it will just summarize this particular content over here. Also, we can able to read the plain text or PDF related to your paper. Okay, so these are the particular contents which are available with these particular tools. Okay, so a number of tools which are already available. So our task is to use the tools smartly as per the order I have given. So do not use the tool at first instance. You have to just go for the manually, and then after getting the confidence related to your topic, then only you can just get help from the tool. Okay, so these are the particular tools related to this. Again, this is the most important thing while reading your papers, that is making the notes related to the literature you have reviewed. Okay, so you have to just make one particular Google Doc, or make your make the pen and paper, and just add the findings related to your paper. Okay, so first thing you have to just install the Zotero, add the connector in the browser related to the Zotero, and after that you can just add the paper inside the Zotero reference list, and you have to just write the content related to the paper. So author name, then in which year it is published, then what is the objective of that paper. So objective of sample I have just provided is the AI for fault detection. So it may be, in our case, fake news detection is objective. Then which methodology is used? Deep learning algorithm is used. So it may be CNN, RNN, whatever the algorithm we have. What the results got for the author? That is 95% accuracy he have achieved. Then what are the limitations? Limitations of their work is they have just considered the small data sets. What will be our scope to improvement? We can able to improve it by just applying the same system to the real data. Okay, so these are the findings. You have to just note it down on the book, or on the Google sheet or Excel sheet, and so on. But you have to make this particular sheet. Unless and until you are making this particular sheet, you are not able to find the research gaps from that paper. Okay, so if you are just searching the 20 papers, so you can just have the limitations of it. What are the objectives related to this? That is what the system is having, how the which method is used. and what are the limitations and what are the future scopes for the 20 papers. You can get to know. Based on that, you definitely find what is your scope of working. So this is my challenge, that if you write for the 20 papers, you definitely get to know that what is the challenges which are occurred, what are the current limitations, and how we can able to apply the future work inside your own topic. So whenever you are performing this particular table, then only you can able to identify the research gaps within your literature search. So this structure is necessary and it have to do 100%. Okay, so here you can before here you can just add one more, that is publisher. So IEEE Springer, so that anybody can know that what quality papers you have searched, what quality research work you have referred, and based on that they have got to know that what is the depth of your research. Because if you search the simple Google Scholar journal, that is IJCRT or IJRE and so on, so it doesn't give the quality to that particular work. If you refer the Springer, SCM, then different standard high journals, then only whatever the depth, whatever the richness that can be occurred for that particular work only. Okay, so you can just take the snapshot of this particular slide. This is the most important slide for your research. So whichever field you have, you may have the physics, humanity, or engineering, or civil, and whatever. You have to just refer this particular thing. Then only you can get to know what are the current limitations from all the papers related to single topic and what are the future scopes. So based on the limitations, you can just able to rectify the research gaps, and based on the research gaps which can be designed based on the future work, you can able to just outline your proposed system. Okay, so this is the table which is most important to prepare. So unless and until you prepare this particular, no use of your paper searching, no use of anything. So whenever you are reading the paper, you have to add this particular contents within that paper. Okay, so either you can make the soft copy, hard copy, doesn't matter. But what is our intention? Our intention is to make the table, so that at one instance you get to know that which are the limitations, whatever I want to just search, which are the future scope, and based on the limitations and future scope, you definitely get to know that these are the things which I can use inside my proposed system, so that I can definitely got the innovative work for my PhD or for my MTech. So this is the most important table. So after getting this particular table, next stage, that is research gap identification. So after we are getting the limitations and future scope through the literature, then how to identify the research gap? So research gap is nothing but, to identify the research gap is the most critical steps towards formulating new and relevant research questions. So from the research gap itself, you need to find out the research questions. So for example, suppose my research gap is what? The small data sets has been used in the literature. So what is my research question? Need to use the large data set or need to apply the system on the real data. So this is my objective. So that research gap along with the objectives you can able to rectify. Okay, so you have to just align that particular things. Again, research gap represent the missing piece of knowledge that can be explored further to advance in the field. So research, unless and until we can find the research gaps. So research gap is a simple word which is called as limitations. So whatever literature we have just read, what are the limitations which can be identified from that research? So based on that limitations, we have to just design our objectives. So whenever we consider the research gaps, then there are the five different types of the gaps which we can able to find. First one, that is empirical gap. So empirical gap means what? Lack of data or inefficient empirical validations. So for example, no real testing of AI model. Whenever we are just performing this study on the simulations, then such gaps we can able to categorize under the empirical gaps. That is, no real model is available, only we have to just test on the simulations. So previously, whenever any new generation of the mobile technology is coming, they are testing on the simulations, because after getting testing on the simulations, they can get to know that whether this prototype is working or this protocol is working. What if we insert the noise, what happen, how we can able to overcome the noise. So all that particular testing we can able to do on the simulations itself. Okay, so such empirical study we can able to for just use to find the gap. Then second, methodological gaps. So methodological gaps means what? From the existing methods, which are the limitations that can be identified? Or what are the outdated contents which are used inside that method? Okay. So for example, limited explainability in the deep learning model. So this is the gap. Or if you find the less accuracy related to your model. So this is also a gap. Theoretical gaps. So if we just learn the different algorithms, then within that particular algorithm, we can able to identify what is the content which is missing inside that framework or diagram or proposed system or proposed methodology. So based on that, we can get to know that what are the things missing and we need to add so that we can definitely improve the particular system. Then population or context gap means what? The study doesn't cover certain group or regions. Okay, so some studies that are basically based on the, suppose I'm just taking the deep learning paper, but instead of the deep learning, there are a lot of advancements that can be just coming with the help of agent AI, or they are just using the large language modeling. So these are the particular contexts which are not related to your topic, but it is the advanced version related to your topic. So we can able to just add that particular content using the context gap. Then last gap is related to the evidence. So evidence gap means what? The gap so just wait a minute. I will just find what happened. Okay, now tell whether I am audible or not.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, is my voice is clear now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here, evidence gaps are nothing but the contradictory or limited evidence in the literature. So whatever the contradictions we can able to find, so we can just provide the evidence to that, so that we can just prove that whatever the theory which is proposed over there, so that particular theory is wrong. So such evidences we can able to show, so that we can able to definitely find the contents which are wrong. So these are the particular different types of the research gaps which can be just identified. Now, next step, that is we have to do the comprehensive literature review. So based on the whatever the papers we have, based on that we can just understand the papers, we can able to just apply the review related to the papers, and from that we have to just add the different keywords, citations. Again, we can able to search with the help of the different keywords or whatever the tools I have just shown. So you can just use any particular tools and you can just map your keywords. Then suppose I'm just using the some author papers. So in that particular case, I can just search the another papers related to the same author. Again, it will give the clue of their latest working related to that particular author. Again, we can able to find the different similar papers by just detecting the clusters with the help of Research Rabbit app, or with the help of Scholar Semantic Scholar app, or with the help of the lit map. So you can use any particular tools or connected papers. So these are the particular tools which are used to visualize and map the particular contents similar to your research area. And from that you can able to just design this particular structure. Okay, so this is the particular table which is most useful to design, and from this particular table itself you can able to just understand the limitations and future work, and based on that you can able to just identify whether there is a scope for using the multidisciplinary or cross-disciplinary knowledge within our domain. So for example, suppose I need to just search related to the fake review or fake news. So inside that news, again, I can use the news articles. I can use the image processing. I can just get the particular contents by just web scraping. So a number of methods which we can able to use to get the inputs. So multiple domains we can able to explore, multiple disciplines we can able to explore, and so that we can get to know the different contents. Okay, so these are the again few more tools to identify the research gaps. So first one, that is Osbeer. So this is the one particular app which we need to install, and we need to just uh, download it and install it. Again, same like bibliometric. So it is again one particular package which is used. So I will just show these particular tools. So this is the bibliometrics which I can able to download it, and I can able to just install it and I can use it. Okay. Then the dimensions. So it is a paid tool. So you are not using the free of cost. It will just paid tool. Again, the next one, which is called as litmap. So litmap we have already discussed. Then dimensions.ai. So dimensions.ai we can able to have. So this is the dimensions of the AI. So which is a paid tool. Then you can just search through the Scopus where you can just explore this, because if you find the papers from multiple platforms, no need to go for Scopus and Web of Science. The next one, that is Open Knowledge Map. So Open Knowledge Map, again, it is a one particular website which is used to get the particular maps. Okay, so suppose I am just finding the DOI, then it will just map the particular contents related to it. Okay, so it will just give the one particular content. You can just search any content whichever you require, so that it will just visualize the content and just show the relationship between the different contents which are available. The next one, that is Research Rabbit, we have seen. Insightful. So this is again a graph based connectivity. So Insightful, I will just show Insightful. Where just mute the mic. Then I'm just showing the Insightful to you. Okay, I'll directly search. I will just show the heading Insightful. Okay, so this is again a one particular platform, Insightful. So here again you can just paste the DOI and just find the papers. Okay, so it will give the in-depth result related to it. So again, it will just visualize. You can just add the minimum year and maximum year. So I just change it as this particular and just apply the filter, so that it will just show these particular papers. Okay, so this much papers which are available for the single topic. So you can just able to search anything whichever you want, and you can just find the paper, the link, and you can just use that particular link, and it will just tell how much citations are there, whether it is published on what year, whether it is open access or not. So all these particular details it will just give. Okay, and it will just give the list. So similar paper it will also give. So this is the tool which can be just used to find the more papers. Again, next one, that is Ryan.ai. So Ryan.ai also required the login through which we can able to just go within that, and it will just have the username. I'm just searching that, this one. Okay, so Ryan.ai, I have just created the account, and simply you just take the free, and here I can just read the contents related to it. I can simply add the references, and I can just add the references and summarize the text. So this is the review data, or whenever you add the papers, you can get the contents. So data extraction also we can able to do, and so on. Okay, so you can just have the multiple number of options with the this particular AI. And again, one more tool which is available, that is illicit.org. So illicit.org we have already discussed in the last PPT. So that particular illicit we can use illicit.org. So again, here you can just give the query, and it will give the contents related to it. Okay, so this much tools which are available to search the research gaps within your domain. Okay, so here gap identification process is just having the few steps. First, you have to do the literature review. So collect the relevant papers, then read the abstracts and conclusion inside the analysis phase. Understand that contents by using the introduction section. Then visualize by using the keywords. Then identify the missing areas for the paper, and just find the gaps related to the paper. Okay, and you have to just draw that particular table having the limitations and future scope. So whenever you are just writing that, you are able to uh, just create your proposed system. So proposed system, you need to just add, and you need to just find the research gap, and based on this research gap, you have to able to write your synopsis, or we can call it as a research proposal for the PhD and MTech. Okay, so synopsis we can just refer for the MTech, research proposal we can just refer to the PhD. So these are the particular contents related to the today's session. So tomorrow we can just focus on the synopsis structure and how we can able to add the points related to it.